Welcome to class 7 of our FastAPI course. Today we will learn two important and real-world concepts in API development: response models. The first one is response models, how to control and format the output of your API. And the second one is status codes, how to send proper success or error codes from backend. These topics are very important for working in companies or building professional APIs. We will understand theory first, then practice with full code and real example. If you are new on this channel, don't forget to subscribe and like. Let's get started. I'm going to create one file for class 7.py. So let's understand today first topic, response model. What is response model? When we send data back to the user, FastAPI allows us to filter or control the format of the response using a model. So in FastAPI, what is response model? When we send data back to the user, FastAPI allows us to filter or control the format of that response using a model. This model of FastAPI hides unwanted fields and only show what we want. The response model in FastAPI hides unwanted fields and only show what we want. So let's understand with the help of example. We have a user model with name, email and password, and we don't want to show the password in the response. We don't want to show the password in the response. So let's create a code for this in FastAPI. From FastAPI, import FastAPI. From Python, import base model, and I am going to create FastAPI. So first of all, I am going to create a model for user inheriting from base model. Inside this model, I have a fields name with data type string, then email type will be string, and password type will be string. So this model is input model, and I am going to, for the API response, I am going to create another one model class user response, and I am going to inherit from base model as well. And here I am going to pass name string, name field, as well as email in response, not the password. So this is our input model and this is our output model. I hope this will make sense for you. Let's create a simple endpoint to apply this concept. App.post So this is our API endpoint. When user request, when user hit this register for the sign up process, for the registration process, when this API endpoint will hit, that time this function will call, and this function, in normal cases, we have here we save data to DB for the registration purpose. So just for understanding how the response model works in FastAPI, we are not going for DB. So here I'm just returning FastAPI, and here I am passing response model equal to user response. I want that when the user registered, then in response only show the name and email of registered user, not the password. So that's why I am passing response underscore model equal to user response, means in response these two fields will return to the user. I hope this will make sense for you. Return user, and in that case the user data only, name and email will be sent. FastAPI here return user. FastAPI will hide password using user response model. Due to this user response model, FastAPI will hide the password field. I hope this will make sense for you. Here you see the user model is full model with password, and user response model shows only name and email. In the endpoint here, response underscore model user response means, this means response will be shaped using that model. This means the response of this API endpoint will shape using that model. Even if password is returned, it will be automatically hidden. I hope this will make sense for you. So let's execute this code. cd core FastAPI, cd virtual environment script, cls activate. Our virtual environment for FastAPI project is activated. Going back here, uvcon, name of our app, class 7 app. So app, then reload. On this, our app is running on this app IP address and port number. Let me copy this. As you see, I am getting nothing. Docs. Here you see we have one endpoint register. Let me click on try it out, and if I pass, we have name, email and password, and I am going to pass this data. Let me execute. The name of the user is Ali, email is ali@test.com, password is 12345 and 6. Let me execute this, and let me show you the response of this API. As you see, the status is 200, mean this API runs successfully, and in the response I am getting only name and email. So password is hidden. That response model magic. This is only with the help of FastAPI response model magic. I hope this will make sense for you. The password is hidden. We not want to show our password to the registered user. And the second topic of today's class is what is status code. Status code is nothing. Status code tells whether the request was successful or failed. When a user requests for the API endpoint, that time you have to show some status. The API request is okay, successful or failed. So what is status code? A status code tells whether the request was successful or failed. In a status code, we have popular status code, the 200, which we just see in FastAPI docs. 200 means the API request is successful, and 201 means created new data is added to the DB, and 400 is bad request, means some data is missing with the request. So if you create a new user in DB, that time 201 status code will return, and just getting the data of a user in email, that time 200 status will return, and 400 means if the API request needs the email with the name of user and you just provide the email, that time missing data will return, and the status code is 400. And if you want a request with some user like the email of ali@test.com, and you want to search data related to this user, that time if this user not found in DB, that time you will get 404, this status code will be used. And 500, the server error, if some errors comes for server, that time you will see 500. First API lets us manually set these, so let's try to apply all these using Fast API. Let me create one another model class product, and I am inherit this from base model of Python tag, and name of product will be a string, data type will be string, and and the price of this will be float. So I create another model. I create another model with name product. I inherit from base model. Two fields, name, data type is string, and price is float. I hope this will make sense for you. And then I am going to create a simple endpoint here. App.post add product, and the status underscore code equal to status dot http underscore 201 created. After this, def the function name is add product 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 product, return message to the user, product product added, and next one is data product. So I am returning message and data. I have to import status at the top here, from FastAPI import status as well. I hope the problem will be solved for status. So let's repeat what I did till now. When a product is added, the API will return. When this API endpoint will hit that time when a product is added, the API will return. This API is responsible to add product. So this API will hit when a product is added. The API will return 201 status created. Status underscore code equal to status dot http underscore 201 underscore created is more readable than just 201. So the message and product are returned in JSON. The message and the product are returned in JSON. Let me create. If I refresh this, you see I have one another point, add product. Let me try this quickly for you. And here I am going to pass the data. Name is pen for product and price of pen is 15.5. Let me execute this, and if you see the response, I am getting 201 and response body message product edit and the data of product name pen and the price is 15.5. So in this way you will apply the status code as well as the response model of FastAPI. I hope if any doubt till now please comment it. I am here to clear your doubts related this model. So today we cover what is response model and what is status codes in FastAPI. It's time for homework or the assignment. Create a new API student info, accept name, roll number, GPA and secret note. Return only name and GPA. Set status code 200. OK. So this is your simple assignment or homework for today class. I hope everyone is doing this very easy. If you face any problem, then I am here to share with me. I will be understand your and I will clear your logics. Thanks for watching. Share with your friends.